Hey guys, Kev here, and I wanted to do another knife ramble, and this one is going to be about pre-orders. I did a podcast last night with the boys. Basically, it was like the Holiday Shadow Rangers podcast, and we did it over on Bearded Gear. Keep an eye out for a Bearded Gear podcast with obviously Jake, Bearded Gear, myself, Kyle, DTOM Knives and Gear, and Chris from Grady's Gear. We had an absolute blast for like 4 hours. And you know me, I went on and on about shit and made bold statements that, are probably wrong. Um, but at one point, we talked about pre orders, and it kind of sparked this thing to me. It was like, I should do a knife ramble about pre orders because I feel like there's misconceptions or there's sort of like stigmas or whatever you want to call them. I don't know why I can't think of that word, but stigmatisms. No, that's what my eyes are. Anyway, it's just like there's a lot of ways to think about pre-orders. And I kind of wanted to also share, so I'm doing this on StreamYard and I'm going to upload it like I did the secondary market video. I can share my screen and such. And I want to show some of the knives I have coming on pre-order. But my thoughts about it are that I love pre-orders. I like the fact that I've basically secured a knife, right? And I just have to wait for it. And it's kind of like, would you rather pay ahead of time, secure your position, and know that, in 6 months, say, or 3 months, you're going to have that knife, right? As opposed to like trying to enter these lotteries constantly and not getting it every time. And you're just like spending your time doing these lotteries, right? And that's what's going on right now with Odds Machine Company. And I love Daniel. I love everything he's doing. And if it were my business and I had the support he does, I would do what he's doing because he has creative freedom now, and then he can drop them. But on my side of it, or on our side of it as a consumer, it kind of sucks because you're constantly like having to set alarms and go to these web pages and put your info in and wait, and then you don't get one and it's only 2 knives at a time or whatever. And then, 10 minutes later, you're going to go back and do it again. And I don't know. I'd rather just pay him up front and know that in 6 months it's my turn. Right. And I do like the idea of being able to choose my own materials. I can see that one both ways because, like, I also like not, no, I like just like having somebody choose for me because I'm not the most creative person. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Pre-orders. So essentially, what they are, if you don't know, is you're paying for a knife. So here's an example: the EMP EDC Nimble. There's already 2 runs of these. I believe there's a third one coming. He's done some other knives now, but this was his first folding knife design and first pre-order he did. It was early this year. And basically it was in, I don't know when it was, like February or something, March. I paid $250 for this knife right here. And then I waited until June, I believe, before he got them from the OEM, which is QSP in this example. And then he QC checked them and everything, boxed them up, or maybe they came that way. I don't know. And then he shipped them off to the people who ordered them, like me. And I got mine, right? So it was like 3 or 4 months from when I ordered it that I got it. And that's how a pre-order works. You're paying ahead of time so that essentially the reasoning for paying ahead of time is the maker. They need the money. They're not made of money, and they have a design, they have a cool thing going on, but they can't afford to order 300 of them, which is going to cost, however much money, and then wait 3-4 months and then get all the knives in and then sell them and get their money back plus profit, right? They just can't afford to do that a lot of times, and especially early on, right? That's kind of how it goes. And again, this was his first folding knife, so it makes sense, right? So I paid $250 up front. That's a lot easier to swallow. $250 for me, one person to swallow, than him swallowing 20 grand or whatever it costs to do the run, right? Now, ideally, and I'm actually starting a knife company right now with my buddy Colin, CM Knife Designs. This is our first design here. It's called the Stout. Our company is called Devo Knives, Divo Knives, and that is a play on I'm the detent diva. You guys know I'm the detent diva, and a male diva is a Devo. So we thought it would be cool. Colin actually came up with it, Devo Knives. So that's what we're doing. And then we're naming our products after beer-related things because we both like beer. And this is the Stout. So that's kind of how that happened. It's not going to be blue. This is just a plastic prototype. It's a bolster lock, titanium bolster lock. It's going to have black micarta scales, and we're going to do one in carbon fiber. And then obviously you have your blade. Hopefully a nice hollow grind. We are getting one prototype with the flat grind, but I honestly really want a nice, really aggressive hollow grind. That's kind of my goal here. But anyway, we're going to have to do a pre-order for the first run at least. And, you know, it might be a few runs where we have to do pre-orders until we have enough capital build up that we can just order knives. And then, you know, if things go well the way it works, and I feel like EMP EDC has done this, John, and I'm using him as an example because he's a friend. He's a really good dude. He's helped me with my project in terms of just advice in certain aspects. He's just a good dude, right? And what happens is you do a couple of these pre-orders, you start getting profit from that, right? But you have to think, this is his full-time thing, right? So he also needs to live off of the profit. So some of that is going towards living expenses. And so he's paying himself essentially, right? Which is fair. It's his job. But then you take portions of that and you try to roll that into the next project so that eventually you don't have to do these 3-4 month pre-orders. You can order things, put down. The way it works is the OEM is requiring a deposit. I don't know what it is. I might know, but I'm not going to say it. But let's say it's 20%, right? So you have to pay 20% of however much it costs for, say, 300 to 500 knives, right? That's what you have to pay up front. Then once they're actually ready to ship to you from the OEM, you have to pay the rest in full. So you can't wait until you get them, sell them to your customers, get the money, and then pay them, right? You need that money. But if you start doing multiple pre-orders, right, runs of things, you should be getting enough profit to where you can afford to cover that deposit, that 20%. And then once you can do that, now you only have to pay that full, you know, you have to pay the other 80%, but you only have to pay it once the knives are ready to ship to you. So that means you can do the pre-order, say, a month before the knives come in, instead of making people wait 3-4 months. And in some cases, if you're using Riyadh or whatever, it's taking like 8 or 9 months, you know, a year. The CKF Evo 3.0 is a year out from when it was a pre-order. So you can avoid that length of time. And that's where I think it's okay. You can do, you know, companies can do pre-orders all they want. If you're going to shrink that window down to like 2 months in between paying and when I get my product, that's awesome, right? Now, me personally, I don't mind waiting 3-4 months to get a knife. I actually feel like the anticipation is a big part of it. I don't know how many people will admit it, but like the anticipation of getting this knife was almost greater than when I got the knife. Right? Like it's like this thing in your head. You're like, I got this knife coming. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Right? And you know how it is for most of us, we usually make things seem a lot better than they are in our head. And then we get them and we're like, right? How many pre-orders have you done where you got the knife and you just like sold it instantly because it really wasn't for you, but you were so excited about that knife that it was like this crazy thing. Like an example would be the Varga Knives VBR, okay, which is a fantastic knife. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say. For me personally, it wasn't for me, right? I pre-ordered one, and I was like so excited for that knife. I mean, you can ask Jake, Kyle, Chris. I was in our group chat like, you guys got to get one of these. I might order a second one, like blah blah blah, right? Like that kind of shit. I was so excited. I got that knife. I sold it within a week. Like, it's a great knife. It's just a little bit heavy for what I like to carry on a daily basis. It's flipper only, right? And it's right hand only. So it just, for me, doesn't mesh. But like, I was so excited that I was telling people to buy it and all this shit. And then I sold it in a week. It's just the anticipation in our head, right? But I love that about pre-orders. It's like, it's kind of like a high, right? It's almost like a drug, the pre-order drug, you know? And I'm sure there's plenty of you guys out there that are like, I hate pre-orders. I won't ever do it. I won't put my money out there for something that I can't have when I could be using that for something I could physically get right now. And that's your prerogative. You do whatever you want, right? This is all me. This is my experience, and I just want to talk about pre-orders. But then there's the cases where, like this knife, it comes in and it lives up to your expectation and surpasses it. Like this knife right here, the Nimble, is one of the best knives I have in my collection. I have two of these, by the way. Thanks to EMP EDC, he actually gave me one of the Gen 2 prototypes. But this knife is so good. It's one of my favorite knives in the collection. It's going to be in the running for Knife of the Year. It just does so many things so well. It has deployment methods that I don't even use sometimes. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I can front flip. It's just awesome. And it lived up to it so well. So that's the ultimate, right? Where you do the pre-order, you get the anticipation drug, and then you get the knife. And it's like, holy shit, it's that good. It's just like, and then you need to buy another one, because then I bought the plain titanium one. Like, that's just how I am. I got to buy more if I like something. I have 3 F5.5s. So pre-orders for me, I think, are awesome. And I don't know how long the fad will last. That's something we were talking about last night, is like, how long will this fad of pre-orders last? Are people going to start getting pissed about it and not do it anymore? I'm hoping it lasts long enough that I can do a couple projects and get our company on our feet, and then be able to do what I was saying earlier, where we can do the down payment, the deposit, and then just, we can do a pre-order, but you're only going to have to wait like a month or two, right? And that's kind of where John is at now. The pre-order wait from the first Nimble compared to the second run of the Nimble is way less. I'm pretty sure. Because he's already placing the orders and putting the deposit in for another run of the Nimble before he ever even does the pre-order. So he has those knives already in production coming, and then he can do a pre-order and he can get them to you guys in a month or two. Like, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way to do it, I think. And then maybe at some point you get to a point where you're making enough profit that you can just order knives. And when they come in, you sell them. And that's ideal, right? But at the same time, I have to admit, from a consumer standpoint, got my LaCroix here. Which one's this? Key lime. I can taste. Oh, that reminds me. Got detent. I got swag up on the Teespring, guys. If you want any shirts, I have got detent shirts. I have stuff for women on there. I have stuff for the big boys. If you need like 4, I think it goes up to 5XL maybe. There's a couple shirts like Comfort Tee or whatever. I also did some detent Diva shirts that have the got detent on the back and the neck. And there's like a mug on there or a pint glass, and there's some pillows. So if anybody's interested in some sort of lefty EDC detent swag, I would really appreciate you checking that out. It'll be in the description. It's the Teespring store. That was a blast to set up and everything. Anyway, I apologize. What the hell was I saying? I see. This is what happens. I get distracted. Basically, you want to get to a point where you can do runs and not have people wait. Oh, right. So this is what I was going to say. Honestly, as a consumer, I am more likely to order a knife on pre-order than I am if it like just comes out, because there's that anticipation. There's that usually companies are smart about it. And they're like, we only have 300. So we're going to do a pre-order. It's going to drop on this day at this time. And there's only 300. So you better get in when you can. And, my dumb brain goes, oh my God, I got to get one of those. There's only 300. Oh my God. What if I don't get one? I got to get in there like right at the right time. I got to set an alarm, right? And then I do that. And then I'm like, bang, 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 bang. Can I use Sezzle? No. Okay. Apple Pay, whatever. And that's another whole thing we can talk about, Sezzle and Afterpay and PayPal and even though I hate PayPal, fuck PayPal, they shut me down because people left notes that might have sounded like gun-related stuff, which it wasn't. Anyway, it's like that FOMO, right? And I feel like pre-orders have that effect. They have the FOMO effect. Whereas just a drop, sort of like, hey, every vendor now has this knife. Go get one. It's not as awesome, right? Unless it's a knife that's like really coveted or whatever. Like there's knives that are just going to sell out instantly no matter what. Like if Demco drops 80/20s or 20.5 somewhere, they're going to sell out instantly. It doesn't matter where or when or how many or you know what I mean? They're going to sell out. Awesome knife, by the way. So different scenarios, but pre-orders have a FOMO attached to them, and I feel like, and then you're talking to your buddy, did you get one? Did you pre-order one? Which one did you get? Which variant did you get? You know what I mean? Oh, I got 2. What? Did you get the carbon camo or the camo carbon? The Jaegers that dropped, Brian Brown Jaegers, like that was a fucking awesome, dude. There was like 5 Brian Brown Jaeger pre-order drops in 2 days. It was awesome. That's the way to do it. But yeah, there's a FOMO attached to it. So I think it'll stick around for a while. Again, hopefully long enough for me to get Devo Knives off the ground with Colin. We're really excited, guys. I know this is off topic. We are really excited about this. I think we have some awesome designs. I'm not normally that guy who's like, cocky or whatever, and I'm not really. I'm just saying I think this is a sexy knife for sure, and I think we have some other ones lined up already that are maybe even sexier. I don't know. We'll see what you guys think. I'm a real sheep's foot whore right now, so like this to me is like just epic. And I've been testing this prototype. It's got a good detent. Just kidding. This is actually not the right size. This is a 3.5 inch blade, and we are making it 3.3 inches and bringing everything down a little bit. This is like 8 overall, a little over. It's going to be like 7 3/4 with 3.3. I just thought that would fit more people better. Like if I choke up, you can see how much I have sticking out with a large glove size hand. Even back here. So I think even large XL hands, you're going to be able to use both grips comfortably, and it's going to be more EDCable. And if things go well, we'll do an XL at 3.75, and we'll do a mini, so everybody gets their size or whatever. Because I hate when you have a small and a large, because ultimately what happens is neither one is a good size. Like for example, for me personally, anyway, I love this knife, the smaller Rian. It's just a little small. Like if it was 3.3 inches, this would be perfect for me, right? And then the large one is just kind of a little too large. So I think having 3 sizes is the way to go if you can do it. It's all relative. Anyway, I'm hoping the fad of pre-orders lasts long enough for myself and Colin to get Devo Knives off the ground, and I hope you guys are excited for it. I did create an Instagram yesterday for it, so it's Devo_Knives on Instagram if you want to go check it out. I posted just a video and our logos and stuff. I just want to get some things rolling, marketing wise, presence wise. I want to get the design out there for people to see, and prototypes are in the works. They're being made right now, so we should have prototypes in the next month or two, which is awesome. And we got a table at Blade Show East. So Atlanta, June 3rd through June 5th. Colin and I will be there. We'll have a table for Devo Knives, whether we have just prototypes and some swag and stuff to sell, or hopefully the run will be done by then and we'll have knives to sell. That would be awesome. But very exciting stuff for us. But it's going to involve pre-orders. And that's one reason I want to do this video, is to kind of soften the angst a little bit, because I know there's a lot of people that don't like pre-orders. They don't want to do pre-orders because they're spending their money ahead of time. And I totally get it. I really do. But like, I also want you to know that that's how a lot of companies get off the ground. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this without doing pre-orders. Jake at Bearded Gear would not be able to do Luft Concepts with Ryan over at Rimmer Designs without doing that pre-order first. It's not the goal to always have to do pre-orders. Obviously, we want to be able to not have to do pre-orders anymore. And it's going to take a couple runs to do that, to get us off the ground, because we don't have capital. Like, we don't have a ton of money just saved up that we can drop into knives to try to start a business. So it's just the way it has to be. So like, I want to sort of explain it and kind of help people understand that it's not a negative thing. I think pre-orders are awesome. Anticipation, FOMO, feels like sort of a high while you're waiting, and then you get the knife, and hopefully it lives up. That's the key, right? Hopefully it lives up. If not, there's going to be people clamoring for that knife because there's only so many. Once you get it, if it's not what you like, you could probably sell it and make your money back easy, and maybe a little more if it's a design that people really want. So it's really not, it's just sort of an investment, but it's very short term, and you're helping a business grow. You know what I mean? At least in our case, in Jake's case, in EMP EDC's case, you're helping a business grow. So I don't know. So anyway, I wanted to show a couple of knives that I have on pre-order. I know you guys probably already know the Brian Brown Jaeger, but let's start with that. So Brian Brown is a very popular designer right now, and for good measure, obviously. So here's the Jager M pre-order. And I actually got this version in titanium. I think I got the non-flipper. Is it going to change the picture? There it is. So that's the non-flipper. That's the one I got. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yeah. That's the one I got from them. And then from Knife Joy, I got the black titanium with blue collar flipper version. At least that's what I pre-ordered along with this one. I believe it was the non-flipper in the sunset orange camo carbon. I went for that one because I figured out of all of these camos, which looks so, this Tiffany Brittany blue is the sexiest thing I've ever seen. I wanted one of those so bad, but I knew that this copper shred, like, I knew that people were going to jump all over these, right? And my theory was the sunset orange would be the last one to go because it's a little bit out there. So that's the one I went for when I jumped on and tried to pre-order. This one's sexy too. But so basically, $330, you're dropping that ahead of time. And then these aren't going to ship until maybe April or something, they said. And this was already like 2 months ago that we did the pre-order, I think. So, yeah, you're waiting. Yeah, right here, April 2022. You're dishing out a lot of money and waiting. But you've secured yourself a Brian Brown Jager M, which if you go try to get one right now, it's pretty hard to get one, especially for this price. You can get one, but you're going to pay $500. So obviously when these drop, there's going to be more and it's going to be more prevalent. And that's something I want to get into. And then we can check out some other knives. But yeah, so these are really cool. Here is another thing. Sizzle, guys. When you're buying knives, whether it's pre-order or not, it's awesome when the maker offers this kind of a service. Sezzle, Afterpay, ShopPay, PayPal and Ford, where you can break up your payments. Because think about it. I'm pre-ordering this knife. I'm giving you a $300 or whatever, $200, $100, whatever the pre-order is, right? Damn Designs is pre-orders for $50. I'm giving you that money as an investment, basically, right? Because you need my money to go make this run of knives. So we need each other here. So it's kind of nice when the maker or company or whatever offers a Sezzle feature or, one of these features. Klarna is one, I think. Afterpay. There's a new one. I forget. I think they bought Afterpay or something. But it's nice when they offer this because it's like, I'm helping you. Obviously, I'm also helping myself because I'm going to get a cool knife in 5 months. But it's nice to be able to break that up over 6 weeks and pay it in quarters, right? Because it's much less of a hit. If you take $330 and divide it by 4, I absolutely suck at math. Let me pull up a calculator. 330 divided by 4, $82.50. So you're paying $82.50 4 times. So you're going to pay $82.50 the day you pre-order, and then every 2 weeks after that, you'll pay another $82.50. That's a much easier pill to swallow than just dropping $330 at once and being like, see you in 5 months, right? Especially if you get 2 of them like I did. So this is an awesome feature for manufacturers and makers to have and offer. And Brian Brown is one of the people who does that. This is just his website. Like, he's not Knife Joy or whatever. He's not a big company. He can offer Sezzle. Basically, the way it works is Sezzle is going to charge Brian Brown a fee for using this service. So like anybody who uses, hey, look at that, get $5 back on your first purchase with Sezzle. Anybody who uses this feature through his website is gonna you're not paying any different. You're gonna pay $333 or $330 exactly. You're just gonna pay it over. It was right here. I'm an idiot. $82.50. You're just gonna pay it over 6 weeks, right? But you don't pay interest. None of that. It doesn't go against your credit. Nothing. I mean, check the terms and everything, but Sezzle, I believe, does not go towards your credit at all. It probably says it in here somewhere. And Brian Brown will get charged maybe 5% or 10%. So maybe Sezzle takes $8 from him, $8.25 from him for letting you use this service. That's the way it works. Hey. Oh, my daughter just woke up from her nap. Hi. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Let me make you. There you go. Hi, this is Sabrina. It's my princess. Oh, is that a fart? I don't think so. I think it was her foot. Oh, no, don't hit that. All right, do you want to go find Mom? I'm going to wrap this up, and I will be out in 5 minutes. I'll do it. I'll be able to do this in 5 minutes. Okay? Can you go find Mom? Or are you on your own? I'm guessing Mom doesn't want to be on camera. Here. Let me put this on you again. No? Here, take that to Mom, please. Go on. You can do it. Okay. You want to hang out in here? Just be careful. All right. So, Sezzle and stuff, awesome, right? Yeah. Okay. She's coming down the hall. Just give me 5 minutes. Sorry, guys. Dad. Can't shut that off. So yeah, that was the Jager. I think we talked about Sezzle, right? How awesome that is. And then I'm just going to show you a couple more, and then we can wrap this up, okay? So let's do this. I should be able to just share this and then just change. Yep, okay. So Arcane Design, something I've pre-ordered from them. I think I counted the other day. I have like 13 things on pre-order. I have the space bar on pre-order from Arcane Design, which is a pry bar tool, where the bits are magnetized under here. I'm very interested to see how that actually works out. One thing that will happen with pre-orders is you have the chance of a delay of some kind, right? Like they're going to be told by the OEM 3 months. If they're smart, they're probably going to add a couple months to that because pre-production, they got a QC check and ship to you and all that stuff. But there's going to be delays. Like this space bar has a delay on it right now. It's supposed to ship by the end of the year. I believe they were supposed to ship in October. I didn't even know that. It doesn't bother me if the pre-order was in August. If the maker is up front and gives you updates like Arcane does, EMP EDC always does like a weekly update for each project, I'm fine with it. Like, I trust Israel from Arcane Design that he has my best interest at heart. He's going to try to get me my product. There's no sense in him not doing that, right? So you just got to think of it that way. And you got to be patient. That's probably the biggest thing with pre-order. You got to have patience because you're going to wait. You can't send that money and then just start bugging the maker. That has to be the most annoying thing in the world to the maker. It's like, I clearly stated it's going to be 4 months. If you want to start asking questions at 4 months, okay. But like every week being like, hey, is my pre-order ready? And in your mind, you gotta send the money and just let it go. You can't be like, oh, I could have this money if I whatever. Like, don't go trying to sell your pre-order. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen is somebody trying to sell their pre-order spot, right? How did you get an empty beer? Were you going through the trash can in the office? Hey, what did I tell you about drinking beers? They're mine. Yeah, like somebody trying, like, hey man, I'll sell you my Jager pre-order spot for $500. Like, dude, get the out of here. Come on. Anyways, this is the Abyss. Awesome Bowie clip point Tanto thing from Arcane Design. Absolutely gorgeous. I did some videos on this. Had the prototype. The updates seem like it's going to really make this thing shine. I'm excited for the Abyss. What else do I have on pre-order? It's a lot of stuff that I can't think of right now. Let's check out empedc.com. We can check out John's website here. So the Thick Boy is a knife that is actually shipping out to us, I believe, on Monday. The first orders are shipping. I got the Black Micarta with satin blade. This one, I believe, was $315. So you can see here, he's already updated the pricing for a drop he has coming. So instead of looking at more stuff, just so I can wrap this up, I am going to finish this off with one thing I wanted to talk about, and that is drops after pre-orders. And this is what pisses me off about pre-orders. This is, for me, the only real negative with a pre-order. I sent you $300 and however many dollars for your knife, right? And then I get my knife 5 months later. Let's say I get my knife. Okay, so I basically sent you an investment and I get my knife back. I spent $300 and I get my knife. The day after I get my knife, the company does a drop of extra ones because they're going to order more than is pre-ordered usually because they're being smart. They're going to have warranty ones. They're going to have ones they want to sell at shows. They're just going to have extra ones because if you're smart about it, if you say we're going to do 300 on a pre-order and that's all you order, you're going to have so many, if you're lucky, I guess, if you have a design people like and it goes well, you're going to have people who find out about it later. And you're going to have all these people saying like, oh man, I missed a pre-order. Can I get one? Blah, blah, blah. So you're going to want to get extra to sell them because it's a business. You want to sell your product and make money, right? It makes perfect sense to me. But what I hate is when they drop it like the next day after pre-order ship. Sometimes people haven't even gotten their knife yet, right? And they're there's a drop for a certain model or whatever and it's like, what? So here's my thing with that. That's fine. I get it. You need to make money. It's smart to get extras and sell them. Duh. Just give me an incentive with the pre-order, right? Like a lot of times these days, what you get is like cooler packaging, or you get a special coin, or whatever. You get something cool with the knife or product that you wouldn't get in that drop. Because the only other incentive for me not to just like wait for the drop is there's going to be a smaller quantity and I might not be able to get one in the drop. Whereas the pre-order, I'm like securing my spot, right? So I get that. But just add some shekels to it. That's the best way to do this. John, EMP EDC, I was just showing you. I got this for $250. It came in. A week later, he did a drop, and the knives were, I think, $280. Perfect. Perfect. So I saved $30 by ordering mine early. I like that. So I get my knife before other people, and I pay $30 less. Awesome. That's great. Or some cases you get like really cool packaging and stuff. You get an extra thing, a coin, you get whatever that people on the drop don't get. But give me something. Like, don't have a drop the next day, have it cost the same amount, and have it be the same product. That's messed up. That makes me feel like you used me. Like you just took my money and I gave you my investment. Yeah, here's your product, but I'm just going to sell it to the next guy for the same price and he gets the same thing the next day. I hate that. I literally hate that. That's my biggest pet peeve about pre-orders. Otherwise, I absolutely love pre-orders. So that'll wrap it up. I love pre-orders. They're awesome. Anticipation. It's a really nice feeling knowing things are coming. It's a very unique thing. You really need to like get into it to do it. Like I said, I have like 12 of them right now. It's crazy. The Avant, the Gungnir, the EMP, EDC Thick Boy, the Abyss, the Space Bar. The one more I'll show you actually is Christensen. Let me go back here. It's Matt Christensen. How can I spell? Oh, the Maverick S, I believe. I'm trying to find his website. Nope. Here we go. Got it. Okay. Share. Sorry, guys. I know I'm a little all over the place. So here it is. This is the Maverick S liner lock pre-order. This thing just looks cool. I know it's going to be a bit smaller than I like at 3 inches, but check that bad boy out. You got zirconium, I believe clip, pivot collar, and thumb studs. I ordered the liner lock because it made more sense left-handed. He did say he might try to get some lefties made, and in which case I can change, but look at this one. I'd probably get the frame lock if he did a lefty, but I don't know. I do like that that liner lock. I just like liner locks. But anyway, that's the Maverick S. I pre-ordered that one. That's one of them. Like, there's more. I just got the Osprey EDX in. Awesome knife from Oaksworks. He did it correctly. This was $330 on pre-order. And now this knife is $360 on his website. I saved $30. That's great. Another thing is there's companies that will do pay half later. Arcane Design does that. So you can pay half of it up front, and then when it's ready to ship, or like a week before it's ready to ship, you pay the other half. That breaks it up by like 5 months. I mean, that's awesome. I love that because he doesn't need the full money to get the run going. Like I said, he just needs that deposit. And then if he gets the other half, like when the knives are ready to ship, then he can pay the full thing. That's awesome. Liang Ma, he just did the Field Duty 3.5 pre-order. It's about 9 months out, he said. So he gave you the option to do a $100 deposit. You can also pay the full price. and you saved like $10. You got free shipping if you paid the full price. But I like that he gave us the option to only pay $100 up front, because that's a long wait. 9 months, CKF, they only made you pay $150 up front for the Evo 3.0, and the rest is due later. That's a really cool way to do pre-orders. So you secure your spot, you get your knife, but you don't have to pay this crazy amount right up front. So anyway, that's it, guys. I love pre-orders. I wanted to ramble about it, show you some knives, just talk about it. You got to see my daughter again. Absolutely love that kid, and I'm going to go hang out with her. So I love you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, and subscribe to the channel if you're not. That'd be awesome. Hit the like button, notification bell. There's a join button somewhere down here where you can join memberships. I also have Patreon. Like I said, there's links to a bunch of stuff down in the description, discount codes, all types of stuff. The Teespring, check out the shirts, be really cool if you guys pick up a shirt. And hey, look, it was fitting. I was wearing my Vero shirt today, and they're like, they like started this pre-order thing. I feel like absolutely love my lefty Axon. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.